Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It all depends on when this message will reach you. I am somehow disturbed by the question of African identity when we are discussing the issues of African identity, and I am like, what is it? What is it that we can do with an African identity? Courtesy of Trevor Coropa's words that Africa was dark before the coming of the white man, and therefore Africa has no history. But what is there as history of Africa is the white man's activity on Africa, since Africa was dark before the white man, and darkness is not a topic of discussion in history. Perhaps there will be an African history. But my question is, where is our true African identity? Where is our true African identity? Because I have a strong feeling that for a very long time we have let the white man rewrite our history and erase our originality. It is very ignorant of a scholar who is so much Eurocentric like uh, Trevor Roper to discredit the work of other scholars who maybe had an objective approach on what Africa might have been before the white man. And therefore, it is our responsibility to try and recreate our future, our past, so that we can know who we were. And today, most of us are just African by the outward look. All our behaviors, all our orientation and organization is all a white man's creation into our head. Something that is of utmost concern, because as far as I'm concerned, there is no white man who is willing to become and to be like an African. Something that is so disturbing, because we have many Africans who just dream of behaving like a white man, doing everything like a white man, and going to the white man's land. It takes me back to how Africa might have been before the coming of the white man. And actually, Africa had successful civilization, contrary to the words of the colonial masters that they came to civilize Africa. They could have actually put it in an objective context, like they came to erase the African civilization and replace it with their own civilization that they can remote control us whenever they want. For a very long time, Africa has let the white man rewrite our history afresh, and stealing our artifacts to stuff them in their museums abroad. And therefore, it is our own responsibility to rise up as Africa and to fight for our typical African identity. The pro Africa mindset, we really need to come out as a continent with its particular identity. Because when we talk about culture, most of the African cultures have been erased. Most of the African cultures have gone into books that are forgotten. And Even the measure of success in our African society has been replaced by the European approach. Yes, we can upgrade our lives, but to whom, to what standards? To whose standards? It disturbs me every day that even the white man is so much interested in controlling African population. They were not satisfied when they replaced our social welfare being. They were not satisfied when they replaced our religion. They were not satisfied when they replaced our everything. They stole what was useful from us and left us confused. They told us to close our eyes, look in the heavens, aspire to go to heaven, kufumba na kufumbua, opening our eyes, all our lands gone. Who bewitched us Africans? Take this book, a Bible, take this book, a Quran, get confused, name your kids our names according to our religion, live according to our culture, abandon your dress code, abandon your organic foods, take our inorganic foods, live like a white man, but you will never be a white man. And that was their goal. Today, we are orphans on our own land. Today, we are refugees on our own land. There's so much that has happened that every day I see our African identity being buried. Every day I see the cases of pro-Africa, Pan-Africanism dying because every other African footballer aspires to play in Europe, get a scholarship to the US. We all have a dream to go to China. We all wish to visit Japan. But for the white man, they always come to Africa as expatriates. They always come to Africa as explorers of minerals. Who bewitched us? Who bewitched us?